Shalom, everyone. Today is the 8th day of the war in Israel, Iron Swords. And we want to address the question today from a Torah perspective. What is Hamas? What is this to be found in the Torah? And especially this week as we stand in the parashat Noach, in Sefer Bereshit, in Genesis, the second Torah portion that we learned this week. So as everybody sees the news and the events on the ground, that is only half of the equation. That is only one side of the coin. The other side is to understand the deeper meaning and significance of these events in the ground. And in order to understand that, we need to look into the Torah in the right way. So we will try to understand what is the spiritual source of Hamas and how to rectify this during this short video. So we will look now into the Sefer Bereshit, Genesis chapter 6, verses 9 to 11, and they state the following: Ele tildes Noach, ish tzadik tamim haya bedorotav. Et Elohim mita'alech Noach, v'yoled Noach shlosha banim, et Shem, et Ham, v'et Yafet. Verse 11 says, V'tishchat haaretz lifnei Elohim, v'temaleh haaretz Hamas. So here you see the very last word of verse 11 is the word Hamas. We are going to look into this in English. First verse says, these are the generations of Noach. Noach was a righteous man. He was perfect in his generations. Noach walked with God. So of course, the first point that all Bnei Noach need to retain from him here is that in this generation, those that walk with God and are considered righteous, those who stand with Israel, those who fulfill the 7 commandments of Torah, Jews and Noahides are united in the fact that they serve Hashem with one heart, with one purpose, to do everything in the context of a relationship with our Creator. For that, we need to be in an active relationship, Jews and Noahides together. Then verse 10 states, and Noach begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Yafet. And verse 11, now the earth was corrupt before God, and the earth became full of robbery. Robbery is the translation, the loose translation for the word Hamas. Even though Hamas signifies more than robbery, the main aspect is robbery. So let us look a little bit deeper into what Hamas means according to Rashi, and then we'll expound on it. The earth was corrupt in the generations of Noach. In Hebrew, tishchat. Tishchat means really people killing other people. It's an expression of immorality and idolatry. Other editions add immorality, for all flesh had corrupted its way. It was on a level of sexuality. People had really fallen from the morals, immoral behavior. And of course, that led eventually to idolatry, as all idolatry included Islam and Christianity, and all forms of idolatry on the face of the planet are a continuity of immorality, a ways in which men developed a way to justify their more basic desires, to do what is bad and to justify themselves. And the earth became full of robbery. Hebrew Hamas is robbery. And of the dishonest gain, a Hamas which is in their hands. Now, I want to spend a few minutes explaining this. Hamas, more than the violence and the immorality, this expression of Islam. And of course, for many ages, it was Christianity with Inquisition, plundering peasants, normal people working in the field. Hamas is mainly characterized by robbery. Now, robbery, it's not only the robbery of money, land, belongings, kidnapping. It's not only that robbery that we're referring by Hamas. Hamas is the very expression of this very ancient tendency within humanity to rob, to steal. This comes from a very profound aspect within the human soul. Our sages state in Sanhedrin that the anger of Hashem will leave the world, will leave the human experience altogether when people will stop robbing. Why is robbing so crucial, so negative, even more so than murder? Let us understand the following. When a person sees someone that is more successful, that is more wise, that has more belongings than him, he has two choices. The first one is to improve himself in order to become like the person that he admires. He sees a person with greater wisdom, I will study more, I will learn more, I will become more wise because I want to become like you. If the person is greater in acts of goodness and kindness, the person that looks at it says, I want to become greater, I want to do more acts of goodness and kindness. That is the positive aspect in the soul of when we compare ourselves to others and we want what they have, we will improve ourselves. We will go beyond our regular habits to become wiser, to become better. Shipchu ma'aseichem, you shall improve your deeds by looking at greater examples. And of course, we can all understand that the Jews that were given the Torah to were always put in the situation where people were jealous. The fact that God chose the Jewish people and gave them his Torah. But why should we try to rob the Jews? The negative aspect of this expression in the human soul is when we see someone that has more, that is more successful, we want to rob it from him. We want to take it from him. We do not accept the fact that Hashem allocated a specific belongings to specific people. If a person is taller than I am, will I go and rob him because I want to be taller? If a person has more money than I have, will I go and steal it from him? If a person is wiser than me, am I going to kidnap him to acquire his wisdom? When people are jealous and look at the wisdom of they do not accept the fact that Hashem allocated this specifically to every single soul. First and foremost, we have to accept Hashem and what he allocated to each one of us. The robbing is not only the robbing of money or people, it's the robbing of Torah itself, is the robbing of the ideas that Muslims and Christians, in chronological order, is actually Christians and Muslims. Christians start robbing 2,000 years ago. Muslims start robbing 1,400 years ago. In their calendar, they're only in 1469 or so, as the Christians are in 2023. The Torah states we are in 5,784. This robbing of the Torah and the ideas and the concepts of Torah started then. Robbing the Torah and robbing the Jewish people and robbing Hashem himself. People want to replace Hashem. People want to replace the Jewish people with Christians, with Muslims. People want to replace the Torah with Qurans and evangelicals. Would anyone be ready to accept that someone, if you at some point comes and replaces you? Imagine you wrote a book of your life, and you publish it, and certain point a person decides to come and rob your book and put his name under that, or take ideas from that book and say that I was the one that went through these experiences. How would you feel? How would you feel? Replaced. The world tried to constantly replace the Jewish nation and his wisdom and the fact that we received the Torah from Hashem to guide humanity to its full fulfillment. We don't want to nor control nor anything. We want every human being to fulfill his potential for life and not the opposite, God forbid. For that, humanity has to stop robbing, has to stop robbing ideas from the Torah and to interpret and to implement it at their own, for their own agendas. Islam uses ideas from Torah to justify their agenda for death. Christianity, the same thing. We need to stop robbing and giving back to its author what belongs to him. The Torah belongs to Hashem and to the Jewish people. The land of Israel belongs to Hashem as all earth and belongs to the Jewish people because it was given by Hashem to Abraham and to all of his descendants, all of the Jewish people. It is time to stop robbing. Each one, when he eats a piece of food, when he drinks a glass of water, we cannot just drink the glass of water. It would be like robbing. The water does not belong to us, even though we paid for it. Essentially, no money can generate water. When we drink a glass of water, we should say the blessing, "Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, by whose word all things came into being." And that is mentioning the author, the creator of the water, and not stealing. So as we stand on Parshas Noach, and that's why I put the picture of the Navy, the Israeli Navy here, as reminded us of the Teva that Noach built, the ark that Noach built to save humanity. That Teva is alluding to the words of Torah. Each one needs to take refuge in the ark of Noach, in the words of Torah, to study, to pray this prayer that I just mentioned on the blessing that we should say before drinking a cup of water, and to guarantee his safe passage to the next stage in the human experience. May we connect to Noach, the fact that it's mentioned twice in the Torah, Noach. It's Kiflaim Letoishia that Tzemach Tzedek explained, that is alluding to the comfort of this world and the world to come. That doubling is a sign of redemption. All those individuals that now have a free choice, have Islam, Christianity, and Torah on the other hand. All those that reclaim themselves as Muslims and Christians, now it's the time to make a change and to make the right choice. Choose life. Choose Torah. Choose the 7 universal commandments. It is simple. It comes from Hashem and gives safe passage for eternity. Noach, those that choose the way of life will have comfort in this world and in the world to come. May we rejoice together, all humanity as one, Bezrat Hashem, in eternal redemption.